All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer your questions. My name is Chelsea, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to the presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check the schedule on the website. The presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/alpha. And now I'm going to be posting a link in the chat before we begin, which has information on the KEL scholarship and prize drawing, which happens later today. Only those that attend today's fair are eligible, so we encourage you to click the link to participate. I'll send that now. Wonderful. All right. And now I'm going to turn it over to Clemson University.
All right. Good morning, guys. My name is Melody Moorhead IV. I'll be your admissions representative from Clemson today. And give me 1 second to share my screen. And then we'll get started. All right. Can y'all see that? Okay.
Looks good here.
Awesome. Alrighty, so Clemson is located in Clemson, South Carolina. If you guys didn't know that, in the upstate of the South Carolina state, and we are a mid-sized institution. And so what that means is we have about 27,000 students in total, with about 21,000 of those students being undergraduate students, and the last 7,000 of those students being our undergraduate community. And within that, we try to keep it split down the middle as far as our out-of-state and in-state goes, but keep in mind we are a land-grant institution, so we have to admit more in-state students and out-of-state students, which doesn't make it hard for out-of-state students to get in. It just makes it more competitive for out-of-state students. But we try to keep that ratio as even as possible, with about 60% of those students being in-state and 40% of those students being from out-of-state. Outside of that, we have about 80 applications. We have about 80 majors for students to choose from, ranging from engineering to psychology and anything as crazy as turf grass. And with those majors, we have about 80 of those, and we are direct admit. So what that means is instead of applying to the college or to the school directly, you're still applying to Clemson, but you'll be applying to that major specifically. And once you're admitted, you'll be admitted to that major. And don't worry about that, because we are, direct admit. Some of our spaces are a little bit more competitive because not all programs are going to be the same size. And so we have what we call limited space majors. And with those limited space majors, we have about 5 of them, and they're going to be sports communication, communication, health sciences, nursing, and psychology. With that, it's not going to be anything like impossible to get into. We're just more competitive for those to get into there. And so you'll have the choice to put a primary major and a secondary major on your application. And with primary application, you'll be reviewed for that major first. If you don't qualify for that major, we're going to review you for that secondary choice. So I wouldn't put 2 limited space majors, because you're going to cut your chances in about half. But choosing a major that you're interested in and something that's kind of close to it will kind of make your chances a little bit better if you don't get into that primary choice major or limited space major. As far as student life goes, we have about 550 student organizations on campus. So we have honor societies, fraternity, sorority life, as well as other service organizations for our students to take advantage of. If you don't have anything within those 550 that you want to do, you can always start your own organization with 3 members and a teacher adversary, and they're going to help you out with that. Inside the classroom, we do say that but we are recognized as the number one school in the nation that has career services, because about 96% of our students graduate and get a job within the first 6 months. And within that learning process and the classroom getting ready for graduation, students are able to take place in research, because we are an R1 institution. Creative inquiries, where you and the faculty member will come together with the team to do research for a class period, as well as study abroad options as well. Any of our programs on campus, you can study abroad with those. It's not just a certain number of those. Up until this point, I've been talking about a traditional fall admit into Clemson, but we do have alternative choices and options to get into Clemson. We have our summer start for students who will start in the summer instead of the fall. Only difference is you'll be having 2 classes in the summer, and then you'll start full-time in the fall. And then we have our bridge to Clemson, which is going to be a little bit different, because instead of starting classes at Clemson, you're going to start taking them at a local tech school called Tri-County. And from there, you'll take about 30 credit hours that year and then transfer over into Clemson your sophomore year. If anyone's concerned about GPAs, we do what we call holistic review. So we're going to review students in the context of their high school, not more so like, how is he doing across, across the world. But as long as you're doing what you need to do in your school and competitive, getting the highest GPA that you can get, you'll be considered fairly, as well as test scores. We are test optional this year. I'm not sure about next year, so I would probably take the test anyways and do well. But our middle 50% for test scores are going to be 1240 between, for the SAT, 1240 and 1400, and for ACT, it's going to be 29 and 30. It's not a requirement to get those scores. It's just more so like what our freshman profile will bring in. And with our freshman profile, we have about 47,000 applications to go out, 23,000 acceptances, and then a yield of 4,600 students coming in to Clemson for their freshman class. And that's about it for me. So thanks guys for listening. I'll drop my email in the chat. So if you guys want to have any questions for me, you guys can email me directly, but I'll be here the whole time too.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Ohio Wesleyan University.
Thank you, Chelsea. Get set up here. All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Dave Froman. I'm Associate Director of Admission at Ohio Wesleyan, OWU, as we affectionately refer to ourselves. And you can see a picture of campus here. We are located just north of Columbus, Ohio. We're in Delaware, not the state. We're in Delaware, Ohio. We are a smaller school, about 1,400 students. What that means for you, you'll have small classes. There's a slide coming up a little later that will show a number of 15, average class size of 15. Average class size is actually 12, and the student faculty ratio is 13-1. But that means a lot of personal attention for you. We're one of the colleges that changed lives, CTCL schools. There's the book by Lauren Pope, which is shown there in the bottom right. He was education editor for the New York Times in the 1990s. And I encourage you, maybe if you haven't yet, to get your hands on the book and to check out information about Ohio Wesleyan and the other schools that are, the other 43 schools that are CTCL schools. You're gonna have small classes and a lot of personal attention at OWU. Where we really hang our hat is on what we call the OWU Connection, which are all your out-of-class experiences, research, internship, study abroad, travel learning, service, doing service projects. And the pillars that we have for the OWU Connection are these four things: think big, go global, and do good. And in terms of these, again, think big. So we're talking about interdisciplinary programs, interdisciplinary majors, interdisciplinary classes. We're talking about research opportunities. Do good, service opportunities. Our students do over 35,000 hours of service every year. Go global, 70%. This is a picture of some of our students and faculty faculty member in Patagonia, and 70% of our students have an abroad experience at some time during their time as OWU students. And then get real, the idea of having internships, real world hands-on experiences that will prepare you for the next step. And I think when I'm thinking of think big, I think of people like Princeton Vaughn, who just graduated in 2022, who was a double major in environmental science and zoology, and who is now getting his PhD at Princeton. Princeton is at Princeton. He's getting his PhD in ecology and evolutionary biology, and he's on an NSF fellowship. So he's actually getting paid while he is teaching undergraduate students and working on his PhD program. When I think of get real, I think of people like Tom Dolan, who did our Washington semester, who had an internship at the House of, with a senator actually from Colorado, and he is now working for the House of Representatives. And I think of people like Chase Dusek from Dallas, Texas, who had 5 internships during his time at OWU, and who now is working as a finance analyst, a financial analyst with Amazon in Seattle. And he was a finance major and a minor in history. And here's another, this is an OWU Connection journey for one of our Maryland students, Eva Blockstein. But you can see that she had 3 internships. She had 2 travel learning experiences. She had She wrote 2 connection grants where she got financing to study endangered frogs in Panama and Sloss furnaces with her art interest in Birmingham, Alabama. And these were funded by the university. So she took her double major, or a major in zoology, and her interest in fine arts and environmental studies. And she now is a field technician with the National Ecological Observatory Network in Fairbanks, Alaska. A little bit of demographics here. You can see some information, including about a third of our students, a little over a quarter of our students with multiple majors. You can see the percentage of students who participated in the connection, which now is actually codified in the requirements. So it is a requirement for everybody. We are Division III sports. We have 24 sports, a lot of opportunities, and 100 clubs and organizations to participate in. Our most popular majors, and we actually offer 70 majors, but these are our most popular majors: zoology, politics and government, biology, pre-med, health, human kinetics, psychology, and anything under the business econ umbrella. We also, so we're located in Delaware, Ohio, which I think is a great college town. We are right on the edge of Delaware, and walking distance with about 50 steps towards town, and you're into the heart of town. And we're just north of Columbus, which is the 14th largest city in the United States. So a lot of opportunities right in Delaware, Ohio, and also just down the road, less than a half hour to Columbus, Ohio. The average cost is, or the cost is, if you add all this up, comes up to a little bit over $60,000. But the average cost with the aid that we give out is under $17,000. And this is my 6th year working for OWU. Every student who I've admitted has gotten some sort of merit scholarship. The merit scholarships range from $15,000 to full tuition. And we also have some specific scholarships that are offered that are listed here, including some through fine arts and music. And we also have a Life Eagle Scout scholarship as well. So we'll do everything we can to make your experience at OWU affordable for you. Again, a quote from the College to Change Lives: everyone is dreaming big. The college has the structure to support those dreams. We have funds to help students, like I mentioned, the connection grants that Eva Blockstein wrote and her 2 connection experiences, but a lot of opportunities and the resources to back those opportunities and to support our students. Thanks for tuning in. I also will put my contact information into the chat, and I wish you well throughout your school year and in the college process. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Next up is App State University.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Benjamin Blue. I'm an associate director for App State University. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about App State and get you excited to hopefully apply if you have not already done so. So we're located in Boone, North Carolina. We're in the mountains of North Carolina. Pictures do not do it justice. It is a beautiful location, a beautiful place. Boone is a college town. You can see it here. We always tell students, hey, whenever you have time, whenever you're interested in a vacation in Western North Carolina, definitely stop by, visit App State as well. So we have close to 20,000 students that attend App State. We are one of the larger public schools in the entire state of North Carolina. With that being said, our average class size is 25 students. And our student faculty ratio is 16 students. So we feel small. All right, there's a common phrase here in North Carolina. It's called Southern hospitality. I like to think at App State, we have mountain Southern hospitality. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. From day one, no matter where you come from, whether you're an in-state student or an out-of-state student, you're gonna feel at home. So just a little breakdown of students. We have Close to 10% of our students are out of state. Almost a quarter of our students are actually transfer students. All right, so even if you don't consider App State coming right out of high school, we do a good job of working with students based on where they are. Oftentimes going to community college for a semester or two is the most affordable option, and we're going to work with students. Close to 20% of our students come from underrepresented backgrounds, which is something I'm super proud of. Not to mention our first generation college students. Myself being a first generation college student, App State offers tons of resources, and as myself as an admissions counselor, I'm working with students all the time, walking them through their financial aid, walking them through the admissions process, speaking with mom, speaking with dad, speaking with grandma, speaking with grandpa, whatever the case is, to reassure them that, hey, it's okay for your child to go out of state and go to a school like App State. I do want to touch on diversity and inclusion, more specifically NPHC. This event is being co-hosted by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and they are on our campus. We do have an NPHC plot Greek garden on campus. This is something where historically Black college Greek letter organizations, it's just a space for students and alumni to get together, to host events, and to just celebrate diversity and inclusion on our campus. And so there's quite a few options that we have. If you are a veteran, or if you're interested in ROTC, we do offer that at App State. We actually have a residential learning community, so you could live with other ROTC students. So no matter where you are, no matter where you come from, there's a place for you here at App State. Outside of that, a little bit about our programs, our majors that we offer. These are our colleges listed. Some of our biggest major is going to be psychology. We get tons of students that are interested in pre-med, that are interested in going to graduate school for psychology, that may be interested in like neuroscience, whatever the case may be. Psychology is a big major for us. We have one of the larger business schools in the entire state of North Carolina. Outside of that, though, we're a liberal arts school. So we offer dance, theater, music. You see below, we have our Hay School of Music. That is one of the few programs where you do have to audition, and they do provide scholarships for students. And so take a look. There are over 150 majors. If you're not sure what you want to study, that's okay. Again, we're a liberal arts school, so you really have until your fourth semester to decide what you want to study. I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk about some student life. We have over 400 clubs. If there's a club we don't have, you and some friends can get together. You can help start that club. That looks really good on your resume as well. And so our clubs, we have service-based clubs, faith-based clubs, social service, social justice-based clubs. We have identity-based clubs. We have a chess club. We have a gaming club. We don't have a Quidditch club, so if you're interested in starting a Quidditch club, I'll happy to be your faculty advisor for that. But chances are we do have exactly what you want and are interested in. Outside of that, we are fifth in the nation for study abroad. Almost a quarter of all of our students travel abroad during the time at App State. And so we have a program called Building Sciences. It's for students who are interested in construction management or architecture. They went to Korea a few years ago, and they helped to design and they helped to begin to build a sustainable town. Sustainability is one of our core values. So if you have a passion and an interest in sustainability, or if you just love the outdoors, I think you'll be a great fit for App State. My time is almost up, but I just wanted to mention we are a Division I sports school, so we do offer scholarships. We hosted ESPN Game Day on the third week of the season. It was a great game, but we are more than just our football program. We offer scholarships in all of our sports that we have. So get to know App State, check us out. This is just a rundown of the admissions timeline, and you have until February 15th to apply to App State if you have not already done so. Take a picture. Here's a QR code. Feel free, scan that QR code, and you'll be able to check out, visit our website, set up a tour. I encourage you to do that. And thank you so much, and I'll drop my information in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up we have East Carolina University.
Thank you. Let me just get this on here real quick. Are we able to see the presentation all right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you guys for joining us this morning. I'm here to talk about East Carolina University. A little bit about us. We have about 23,000 undergraduate students currently enrolled at ECU. We're 28,000 strong with our graduate population on campus. We have over 500 student organizations. We have intramural sports, we have club sports, and we have 18 Division I sports on campus. Football is really large. It is Pirate Nation down in Greenville, North Carolina, so come join us for a home game. It's a really cool experience. A majority of our students will spend a majority of their undergraduate career at the main campus in Greenville, North Carolina. We do have a campus in the Outer Banks. It's in Manteo, North Carolina. It's about 2 hours east of main campus. That is home to our Coastal Studies Institute. We do a semester by the sea is what we call it. You can spend one of your spring semesters out there either doing the Coastal Studies minor or taking your science elective courses there. Then we have the West Research Campus, about 30 minutes away from main campus, that is home to the restoration labs of Queen Anne's Revenge, which is Blackbeard's pirate ship. We are the ECU Pirates, so keep it on theme. We just finished restoring 4 cannons, start to finish. That process took about 7 to 12 years. So they are very excited. They're about to go to a local museum here in the next month, so very exciting stuff. And then we have our Health Sciences campus. It's about 10 minutes away from main campus. This is home to our medical school, dental school, College of Nursing, and College of Allied Health Sciences. We have over 87 different majors for undergraduate students. Once you choose your major, you're going to live in one of our 8 colleges, which is Arts and Sciences, Engineering and Technology. If you're interested in computer science, you would live with Engineering and Technology. Fine Arts and Communication, Health and Human Performance, Allied Health Sciences, Nursing, Business, and Education. I do suggest going to this link that's on the main screen. You can click on any of our programs, review the program overview, job outcomes, and then what you're really taking from your very first semester to your last semester on campus. So it gives you a good idea of what to expect for the 4 years of college. In terms of campus living and dining, our freshman students are required to live with us the first year. Afterwards, you can move off. We have 3 neighborhoods you can choose from. We have West End and College Hill. They kind of sandwich our campus. They both have an all-you-can-eat dining facility attached to them. And then we have Central Campus, hence the name. It's dead center of campus that is closest to your academic buildings. So there's a lot of pros and cons to living in any of the residence halls on campus. They're all fairly new or been recently renovated within the past 5 years. They all have AC heat, laundry, all that kind of great stuff. We do have 18 living learning communities that you guys can choose to live in. Our honors college is one of them. A majority of them will be major specific. So if you want to live with nursing students, psychology students, whatever it might be, we do suggest applying earlier rather than later because they are first come, first serve basis. There's only about 24 to 36 slots for those major based living learning communities. For our honors college, we do have 200 spots open because we invite 200 freshmen to join us each year. In terms of dining, we have 2 all-you-can-eat dining facilities on campus. We also have Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane, Steak and Shake, Starbucks, Einstein Bagels, Subway, just to name a few of the eateries on campus. Your student ID is your meal plan. You will need that wherever you go on campus to get into your residence hall, to get your food, whatever it might be. So try not to lose those student IDs. If you do, it's okay. We can replace them for you as well. So if you are not a North Carolina resident, you would be considered an out-of-state student. So the first year we're looking at a little over $34,000, and that is without financial aid assistance. About 78% of our students do receive some type of financial aid. So we highly encourage you guys to fill out the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, and submit that to us as soon as possible. Our priority date is in February. We also encourage you guys to apply by December 15th of your senior year to be considered for merit-based scholarship based off your high school GPA. We do that automatically, so you don't need to do an additional application. Once you do get to ECU and you have an established GPA with us, you can apply for other scholarship opportunities that we have, mainly that are in your major as well. So lastly, how to apply to ECU. We are a Common App school, so if you're applying to other Common App schools, feel free to add us to the list. We do have a required essay. Those prompts are the same as the Common App ones, so again, work smarter, not harder. We do have a $75 application fee. We require your high school transcript to be sent to us. For my kids that are fall 2023 or fall 2024, we are test optional. So it means you do not have to submit your SAT or ACT test scores. Let us know in the application whether or not you want them to be considered. If you accidentally select yes and you submit the application, we do require those test scores to be submitted, but we're really looking at that high school transcript and the essay very heavily for admissions decisions. We're considered rolling admissions, so once you do hit submit and we receive all your documents, about 3 to 6 weeks later, you should receive a decision from us. So our first deadline is November 1st. That is to be considered for our honors college program. The next one would be December 15th of your senior year. That's to be considered for merit-based scholarship based off your high school GPA. And the final deadline, and let's try to get in those applications well before this, would be April 1st of your senior year. We do need to know by May 1 if you want to attend ECU or not. That is National College Decision Day. So a lot of the institutions will make that as their deadline as well. And then you can see up here about 50% of the students who are admitted this past year had between a 3.46 and a 3.74 unweighted GPA. Now I've seen students well above and below those numbers, so don't worry about it. Again, if you do have any additional questions, I will be your point of contact. I'll put my email in the chat box, but thank you guys again joining us on this Saturday morning. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Okay, next up is Old Dominion University. All right, good morning, everyone. Just give me one moment while I make it full screen. All right, well, hello. My name is Heather Frazier, and I work in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions at ODU as an admissions counselor. So I'll just finish this up today, talking a little bit about ODU and what we have to offer. So ODU, we are located in Norfolk, Virginia, so the southeastern region of Virginia. If you all are familiar with the Virginia Beach area, we are about 20 minutes away from the Virginia Beach. So if you're someone that likes to be by the water, a more coastal school, ODU could be a good fit for you. All right, at ODU, we are home to about 24,000 students. About 19,000 of those students are undergraduate students, and then the remainder are students getting a master's or a doctorate degree. We have 8 academic colleges. That includes a College of Engineering, a College of Health Sciences, College of Education, and so on, if you'd like to look further into that. We did also just get a School of Cybersecurity. So if you're someone who is interested in that field, there are plenty of opportunities for you at ODU. And then we are also home to 35 Chev Award winners. So a Chev Award, that is the highest honor that a professor can receive in the state of Virginia. And at ODU, 35 of our professors have been given that award. So for you all as prospective students, that's definitely something to get excited about. Really goes to show that our professors here at ODU are top-notch people. And then too, as a student, a lot of times I know people want to know what their class size will look at like. At ODU, we do have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio. So sometimes when you're in those freshman classes, the general classes, they might be a little bit larger, but once you get into your major, it'll condense down a lot more. And we do have 90 different degree programs. So very wide range of things that you can choose from, anything really from STEM to fine arts. I would say a lot of our students do like to choose a major within the sciences or health sciences, just because ODU, we are a very big research school. So a lot of those students like to be involved in research. Engineering is very big as well, because Norfolk is home to the world's largest naval base. So a lot of students make connections over there. But really anything you decide, we probably have it here at ODU, just because there are so many options. We are a very active, right, lively campus as far as student life goes. We have over 250 student organizations. So really anything you want to be a part of, you probably could find. We have a lot of honor societies. Greek life is very big as well. Religious organizations, we have a really good gospel choir, so they're pretty popular on our campus. And then too, just like fun clubs to be in, like ping pong club, things like that, if you just want to make some friends and hang out and have fun. We are also home to 18 Division I sports teams, and we are a part of the Sun Belt Conference, so we just got into that conference this year. I'd say the more popular sports at our school are football, a lot of surrounding excitement with that. Baseball as well, they're a very talented team, basketball, and then we do have a sailing team as well because we're close to the water.
If you'd like to live on campus, we do have 4 housing neighborhoods, and about 5,000 students do choose to live on campus. So you're not required to as a freshman, but if you'd like to, we have plenty of spots for you. And then we have 10 campus traditions. So lots of traditions at our school. I'd say one of the more fun ones is our activity hour. So every Tuesday and Thursday from 12:30 to 1:30, we have an activity hour where no students have class. It's just a time for us to get together and have some community. And then just a little bit about our application, what it would take to come to ODU. You have 2 different ways to apply to ODU. So we have our online application. You can just fill that out online. The link is right there. And then we are a member of the Common App as well. For either one, though, there is a $50 non-refundable application fee. So just keep that in mind. And then we do have 2 deadlines for applying. So our first one is our early action deadline. That is December 1st. Early action is not binding. So if you apply by December 1st and get accepted, it's not like you have to come to us at ODU. You would just have some more time to figure out, what school is best for you. And then we also have our regular decision deadline, which is February 1st. So we do like to have all of our freshman applications in by that date. For your required items, we absolutely have to have that official high school transcript, right, showing all of the courses that you took in high school. And then we are a test optional school. So if you would like to submit test scores, you are more than welcome to. But if you don't feel like it's a good reflection of your performance as a student, it is not required. If you'd like to know our averages, our average SAT score is an 1125, and then the average ACT is a 23. So I always encourage students, if you have that or higher, I would submit it. But if you don't, it's fine. That is not something you need to worry about. And then 2, I do want to show you all the financial breakdown because as we know, college is an investment. So you want to weigh all of your options. This is the financial breakdown for in-state and out-of-state students for both on and off campus. This is before any financial aid has been applied, though, or any merit-based scholarships. And at ODU, we are fairly generous with our financial aid packages. So about 80% of our freshmen who apply for financial aid do receive some sort of assistance. And like I said earlier, you are not required to live on campus. So the off-campus section, that number is for students who decide to not live in our residence halls. And then paying for college, just to remind you, the FAFSA, right, that opened up on October 1st of your senior year. So make sure you're filling that out if you haven't already. For ODU, our priority filing date is January 1st. So you would want to make sure that ODU is listed on your FAFSA by that January 1st deadline. And we do offer merit-based scholarships. So within our Office of Admissions, we do give out merit-based scholarships to incoming freshmen. If you have a 3.3 GPA or higher, we will consider you for a merit scholarship. And I think my time is almost over, so I do want to leave you all with some contact information for ODU. This is our email for the Office of Admissions and then our phone number. And then if you want to keep up with us on social media, that is the info right there. I will also put my email in the chat as well if you all have any questions, but thank you for listening and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. And with that, I would like to welcome all of our presenters back onto the screen. We'd love to hear from you one more time. Awesome. Okay. And as everybody's getting that together, I'm going to throw out a question here for you. So what advice do you have for a student who is going through this process either now or in the near future? And we'll bump back up to Clemson University to start.
Probably like the best advice that I can give is to get started early because a lot of these schools, some things you're not going to get right the first time. And the best thing to do is just start early so like you can avoid any complications, especially with early action, because we are early action here at Clemson as well. So like trying to get things in last minute, it just makes things a lot harder. So definitely, you get started early so you can like look into what the school offers if you really are into it, and whether or not it's something that you want to like go forward in. Because once you're there, you're there for at least a semester. So you might as well at least be somewhere that you enjoy being at as well.
Thank you. Ohio Wesleyan University.
So I think the most important thing, and we're thrilled that you're here today, and this to me, you're participating today is part of what I refer to as your due diligence. You need to do your due diligence as far as the college process. But my suggestion to you would be, you need to do your due diligence, but your best preparation for college is to get the most you can out of your classes, activities, and relationships at your high school, wherever you are now. So that would be my piece of advice, is to do your due diligence, but focus on what is most important, which is getting the most you can out of your classes, activities, and relationships at the high school and your community where you are now. And I wish you the best in doing so.
Thank you. App State University?
This is the same advice I would give high school seniors when I was a college advisor, and it would be to just, hey, everyone recognizes senior year, it's a stressful time. You're doing a lot of things at once. So it's okay to like take a step back, take a breather. You're gonna get through this. As a senior, I had like a manila folder, and I put all my dates and deadlines in that. And that really helped me kind of get from A to Z. And whenever I was struggling, I would just speak with my counselor, I would speak with my English teacher. You have people who are there advocates. Speak with your admissions counselor as well. We're here to answer your questions. Hey, this is why I'm here. Like, I get excited when students ask me questions. That's what I'm doing half of the time. So don't hesitate to ask questions.
Thank you. East Carolina University?
So I think my piece of advice would be, if you can, I would try to get and see these campuses. I think that's super important, putting boots on the ground, seeing what it looks like, talking with some students. My personal experience, I had a dream school since I was 5 years old. That was my first stop as a college touring process for me. I cried all the way home. It wasn't a great experience, and I was very distraught. I prepared my whole life to go to the school, and it just didn't feel right. The last school I thought I was going to attend was the last stop of my college tour, and I ended up falling in love and crying all the way home because it felt like home to me. So I highly suggest, if you can, go see these campuses. If not, we all have virtual tours as well.
Thank you. And Old Dominion?
Yeah, my piece of advice for you all would be just to not compare yourself to others. I know App State, how you were saying that senior year can be a really overwhelming time. Lots of things are going on. I would just encourage you to focus on yourself, and your goals and what you're looking for at a college. I know, your friends, family, people can kind of put, ideas in your head, but really just focus on yourself and your goals and making the best decision for you, because you're the one that's going to this college and you are the one that's going to be there for the next 4 years. So really just focusing on yourself and what you want from your college experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Looks like we have time for one more question. So what is one thing you want students to remember about your school specifically? And we'll go back up to Clemson.
I think one of the biggest things that people think of when they think of Clemson is probably the Clemson family. And I do feel like that's probably like one of the best parts. I feel like it's everywhere, from the classroom to academics to sports, is literally everywhere. So if you come to campus and like tour, like how she was saying earlier, you'll definitely be able to like feel that when you're like taking those tours, because everybody's so friendly. People, like random people will like wave at you and stuff. So I definitely say like it's definitely a friendly campus to get involved with, and will help you out as far as alumni go, people within the university. It's just a very family-centered institution. So no one ever really feels left out, because there's so many resources and accessibility things for everyone to get involved with. And yeah, just like Clemson family as a whole.
Awesome. Thank you. Ohio Wesleyan University?
We really hang our hat on the OU connection, but what I would want you to leave with is to remember 3 F's, and the 3 F's: free, financial aid, and fast. And the free, our early action deadline is December 1st, and we're on the common application, and we also have our own application. But to apply to Ohio Wesleyan is free, and to apply for financial aid, the FAFSA also is free, the free application for federal student aid. And so free as far as applying, and for the financial aid. And as far as financial aid, I mentioned before that every student who's been admitted that I've read their application has received some sort of merit award, and many have received need-based aid to make their Ohio Wesleyan University, their OU education, affordable. And as far as FAST, when you apply, we do have deadlines, but when you apply, we will get your decision to you fast within 2 weeks of your application being complete. So free, financial aid, and fast are the things that I would like students to take away from today's conversation. Thank you.
Okay. App State?
I have to say, you may be a student who prefers a smaller institution. You may be a student who prefers a larger institution. App State's the best of both worlds. So we have all the resources. We provide scholarships, research institution that you would want. Name brand recognition from a university. Employers within the state, they know App State. If you're interested in Bank of America, interning with just these larger corporations, they recognize App State's name. At the same time, very few, like often can you reach out to your admissions counselor and say, hey, I'm interested in the Honors College, and the dean of the Honors College is giving you a call the next day. We feel like a small school, and it's very difficult to replicate. I encourage you to visit us. I encourage you to just continue that relationship, and you'd be surprised the connections that you'll make.
Okay, thank you. East Carolina University?
So I think I have to say, once you're an ECU pirate, you're always an ECU pirate. I am the Virginia Regional Admissions Counselor, so I don't live in North Carolina. I'm in Virginia full time. Whenever I'm out and about wearing my ECU apparel, I always get a "Go Pirates" or I get the hook. So wherever you go, you're always going to run into a pirate. So it's a great family, great community to be a part of. So yeah, I think that's what I have to leave you guys with today.
Thank you. And Old Dominion.
Yeah, so I would want people to just remember that ODU is a very supportive environment that offers their students a lot of opportunities. Like I said earlier, we're in a very larger city. We have some amazing professors at our school. So kind of similar to other schools, we really want our students to feel supported during their college experience and have those opportunities to do well post-graduation. So I would just say, we're a supportive school. We want to see our students succeed, and we'll do everything we can to help you along in your college process.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. At this point, I think we're going to wrap things up here. So I wanted to send a big thank you to our presenters for putting all the information together today, and for spending this time with us. Thank you to our participants as well. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We do appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions the rest of today. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other recordings at strivescan.com/alpha. And that is it. Thank you so much for being with us. Bye-bye.